all to RTP online classes. So I hope you all have enjoyed your vacation by staying at home safe. So today is the first lecture after the vacation and I have given you one practice assignment to solve. I hope you all have solved it properly. So today we will discuss that practice assignment from your chapter of April, May and June. So let us start. The question number 1 and 2 of the practice assignment. Question number 1 and 2 of the practice assignment got an exercise form and the answers have been sent to you, and you all have to check those answers, and if you are having any doubt in any of the part of question 1 and 2, do ask your doubts. We will start discussing the assignment from question number 3. These are the questions in which you have to think and then write the answer. So let's start discussing. First, question number 3. First is, on a humid day, Aman's mother washed the clothes and spread them out to dry. After 2 hours, when she checked, the clothes were still wet. Why? Firstly, you should know what is humid day. What is humid day? Humid day means the day on which the water vapors, the amount of water vapors present in our surroundings are in high amount. If the water vapors are present in high amount in our surroundings, then that day is known as humid day. In air, it means the water vapors, amount of water vapors are already in high amount. And the question is how the clothes dry up, means why the clothes take time to dry up. The wet clothes contain water, and when the clothes dry, the water present in the clothes change into water vapor. How? Due to the action of heat of the sun and the water which is due to the action of heat of the sun, the water which is present in the clothes change into water vapor, and the air present blowing around the cloth take away all the water vapors. Fine, from that way. But in all a humid day, the water vapors are already present in the surroundings, in our surroundings in high amount. So the water which is present in the clothes, is changing into water vapor at a slow rate, and if they are changing into water vapor, they are being carried away at very, very slow rate, because already the water vapors are present in the surroundings in high amount. That is why the clothes take more time to get dry on a humid day. Next is, list the factors responsible for change in seasons. We all have done the change in seasons in our chapter 13, solar system. How the season changes? The change in season depends upon 2 factors. First is tilted axis of the earth. Second is revolution of the earth around the sun. What are the 2 factors? What are the 2 major factors which cause change in season? The 2 major factors are, firstly, the tilted axis of the earth, and second is revolution of the earth around the sun. For example, this is sun and this is the orbit of the earth. This is sun and this is the orbit of the earth. For example, earth is here, this is the tilted axis and this is equator. You all can see that one portion of the earth is tilted away from the sun and one portion is tilted towards the sun. Fine? If you will look here, one portion is towards the sun and one portion is away from the sun. Due to this portion is towards the sun and this portion is tilted away from the sun. Due to this factor, the one hemisphere of the earth will receive more amount of heat of the sun, and one hemisphere of the earth will receive less amount of heat of the sun. It means difference in the season. As the earth will come here, then this portion, the earth will become like this. Now this portion which was earlier away from the sun, now it is towards the sun and one portion is away from the sun. That is why now this portion is receiving more amount of heat of the sun as compared to the other. That is why there is change in season due to the revolution as well as tilted axis of the earth. Next is, write at least 4 differences among solid, liquid and gas for the example. You can do very well difference between solid state, liquid state and gaseous state. You can write the difference in shape, volume, arrangement of molecules, we can compress or not, these states flow or not. You can write any 4 differences. Next is, how can the three states of matter can be interchanged? How can three states of matter be interchanged? The three states of matter can be interchanged by two processes. The three states of matter can be interchanged by two processes. One is heating and the other one is cooling. So beta, if you want to change the state of matter, we have done three states of matter: solids, liquid, gas. 1, 2, 3. If you want to change solid into liquid, we will take the example ice, water, water vapor, or steam. If you will take the example of ice, that is solid, and if you want to change into water, that is liquid, then you have to heat it. Again, when you want to change liquid into gas, means water into water vapor, again you have to heat the metal. It means heating will change solid into liquid and liquid into gas. Now, again we have to what we have to do? We have to change gas into liquid, reverse process, and liquid into solid. So again we will take the same example: ice, water, water vapor, or steam. Fine. Now if you want to change water vapor or steam into water, you have to cool down the metal. And again you want to change water into ice. You all know that how the water can be changed into ice by keeping it into the freezer, and in the freezer the water is cooled. It means we have to again cool the water to change into ice. So these are the interchangeable states of matter. Fine. Now next, explain filtration, sedimentation and decantation. All these processes you have done again and again in chapter 4. These three processes are used to remove insoluble impurities from the sample of impure water. So this process includes three steps. First is sedimentation, then decantation, and then filtration. First is sedimentation. You will take sample of impure water. Sample of impure water means the water containing mud or sand. Then you will leave this container aside undisturbed for few hours. Then after few hours you will see that sand settled down and clear water came at the top. So settling down of sediments, this is sedimentation. Settling down of sediments, sedimentation. Now what will you do? You will take another container. You will pour this water slowly into this container without disturbing the sediments. So this process is decantation. Now here pay attention, here which type of sediments settle down. Here the sediments which were heavier than the water. The sediments which were heavier than the water settle down, but lighter particles, lighter impure sediments are still present in the water. It means now water is not clean. Now what we will do? Either we will take a muslin cloth or we will take a filter paper. We will pass this water through filter paper, and all the remaining impurities will remain above the filter paper or the cloth, and clear water will come down. This process is known as filtration. This process is known as filtration. Now next is how soil is formed. Soil is formed by breaking down of rocks into smaller and smaller particles due to action of heat of the sun, heavy wind, rainwater. Heat of the sun will heat up the rocks, and wind and rainwater will cool down. Then again heat of the sun will heat up the rocks, and then again cooling. So this alternate heating and cooling. This alternate heating and cooling will make the rocks weak, and the rocks will break down into smaller particles. Next is mention any three ways by which we can conserve soil. This is the question of your book also. The processes are afforestation, building dams and embankments, reforestation, as well as to grow do not leave the field open to grow any type of grass if the field is left open. Fine. Next is, what kind of clothes do we wear in summer and winter? What kind of clothes do we wear in summer and winter? As summer and winter are totally opposite seasons, in summers we require those clothes which will keep us cool, and in winter we require those clothes which will keep us warm. So in summers we wear light colored cotton clothes or linen clothes, and in winters we wear dark colored woolen clothes. Light colored clothes. Why light colored clothes in summers? Because light colored clothes absorb less heat of the sun. That is why we wear light colored clothes in summers. And dark colored clothes, for example brown and black, they absorb more amount of heat of the sun. That is why we have to wear dark colored clothes in winters. Next is, differentiate between natural fibers and man-made fibers. This you can do very easily. Next is, explain soil profile. Soil profile means layers of soil. First layer, second layer and third layer. There are three main layers of the soil. The topmost layer is known as topsoil, the second is subsoil, and the last one is bedrock. So I have given you one activity also to do to observe the layers of soil. I hope you all have done that activity and have observed all the layers of soil. Next is composition of soil. Composition of the soil means what the soil is made up of. Soil is made up of particles of silt, particles of clay and particles of sand. Next is, give 3 ways in which we can take care of our clothes. Very easy how we can take care of our clothes. Firstly, we should wash the clothes properly at proper temperature of water and with good quality of detergent. Secondly, we should dry the clothes under the heat of the sun. And third, we should store the clothes at proper place which is free from insects. Next is, explain the 2 movements of the earth. 2 movements of the earth is rotation and revolution. You have done in 3rd class also, as well as you have done in this class also. Rotation means spinning of the earth on its own axis. Revolution, movement of the earth around the sun. Next is, look at the moon on a clear night. Note its shape and its phase. Write a short note describing the moon. So this one was your activity, that you have to observe the moon for 10 days regularly. Then you have to write the shape of that moon and the location of that moon, and then you have to describe the moon in your own words. Next is, what would happen if there would be no soil on the earth? Very important question. What would happen if there would be no soil on the earth? If there would be no soil on the earth, then there would be no trees or plants on the earth. If there would be no trees or plants on the earth, then there will be no oxygen and food available on our earth for other organisms to live. As you all know that all the living organisms need air, also oxygen and food to survive, and that oxygen and food we get from plants. If plants or trees are not there, it means if soil is not there, it means we cannot grow any plant or trees, because plants or trees grow in the soil only. Fine. So next is, if soil is not there, trees will be not there, then there will be imbalance in our nature. Next is, Mona left a salt solution in the sun for few days. After few days, she observed that a white powder is left behind with no amount of water. What happened to the water? What could be that white powder? Very important question. They have said that Mona have taken salt solution. Firstly, you all should be aware about what do you understand by salt solution. Salt solution. How we can prepare solution? We can prepare solution by mixing solute and solvent. So salt solution can be formed by mixing salt in water. If you will take 1 glass of water and put 2 or 3 spoons of salt in it, then you will get salt solution. So Mona has taken this salt solution in a container and left it under the heat, sunshine. Then after a few days, when she checked, she had seen that in that container only white powder was there, no amount of water was there. So where is that water gone, and what is this white powder? We all know that the heat may change water into water vapor. So if the salt solution is left under the heat of the sun for few days. The heat of the sun will change all the amount of water into water vapor, but the salt will not be changed into water vapor because pure water can be changed into water vapor. So the salt which was mixed in the water, is still present in the container, which has not been changed into water vapors, because only the pure water is changed into water vapor. So all the water has been changed into water vapor and mixed in the atmosphere, and the white powder which was left behind in the container is salt only. And which process is this? This is evaporation. Which process is this? Evaporation. Next is, Rani's scarf got wet in the rain. What could be the quickest way to dry the scarf? Drying something means removing the water from that. Water is removed from the clothes. Again the same question. Water is removed from the clothes by the process of evaporation. So what would be the quickest way to dry the scarf? Firstly, the scarf should be dried under the direct heat of the sun. Secondly, that air should blow there at a high rate. If you will put a fan near to that scarf, then the air will take away all the water vapor very quickly from the scarf. And third is, the scarf should be spread properly. It should not be placed at one place. It should be properly spread so that all the surface of the scarf should be in direct contact of the heat, and the water present in the scarf will be quickly changed into water vapor. Next is, why are some nights darker than the others? There is difference between the darkness of the night. Why so? Because of the light of the moon. As we all know that moon does not have its own light. It reflects the light of the sun which falls on it. Fine. So if you have done that question, that you have seen the moon for regularly for 10 days, you should have observed that the portion of the moon which is visible to us is not the same. On some nights we see more surface of the moon. On some nights we see less portion of the moon. Due to that, the light reflected by that portion is sometimes more and sometimes less. If more portion of the moon is visible, then more amount of light will be reflected on Earth. If less portion of the moon is visible, then less light will be reflected on Earth. That is why there is difference between the darkness of the nights. Next is, if the Earth stops rotating and revolving, what would be after 2 months? If the Earth stops rotating and revolving, we all know that the two movement of the Earth, that is rotation and revolution, causes change on Earth. Rotation causes change in days and nights, and revolution causes change in seasons. So if regularly for 2 months the Earth has stopped rotation and revolution, then there will be no change in days and nights. The day will remain with day, night will remain with night, and there will be no change in season. Fine. Next is, Rohan usually collects all leaves and twigs in the garden and burns them. How can he use them in a good way? Rohan collects all the leaves and twigs. Twigs means very thin pieces of branches. He collects and he burns. What will happen if he burns, and what can we do with leaves and twigs if we don't want to burn? Firstly, we should not burn the leaves and twigs, because burning anything causes air pollution. Means it will make our air filled with smoke. Instead of burning leaves and twigs, the leaves and twigs should be buried in the soil. It means it should be put in the soil. Firstly, it will make the soil fertile. Secondly, the leaves and twigs will help the leaves and twigs will not create air pollution and land pollution if they are thrown on the land. Fine. Next is your activity. Observe the different layers of soil. Take 3-4 samples. For each sample of soil, fill 2/3 of clean glass bottle with water. Then add some soil and shake it and allow the soil to settle down. Then you have to write the observation. Next is, why are swimming costumes usually made from synthetic fibers? The swimming costumes are used to swim in the water. They are made up of synthetic fibers because it is the quality of synthetic fibers that they do not absorb water. If they do not absorb water, it means water will not be retained in the clothes, the water will pass away very quickly. So when you are swimming, if water is retained in your clothes, then you cannot swim properly. That is why you should wear the swimming costume made up of synthetic fibers, and you should not wear made up of cotton or any other fibers, because they will absorb water and it will be very difficult for you to swim. Next questions are your practical based question, and take old newspapers and make the model of solar system. Then take 2 bowls, put a normal water in one bowl and the boiled water in another bowl. Then you have to freeze the water. Then you have to observe the ice formed from normal water and the ice formed from boiled water. Then you have to find if there is any difference between both the ice or not. The next question is, should raincoats be made up of cotton or rubber material? Raincoats are those types of clothes which we wear to protect our body from getting wet from the rainwater. So from which material they should be made up of? They should be made up of cotton or rubber material. Already we have discussed that cotton fiber or cotton fabric absorb water. It means it will allow the water to pass through it. So wearing cotton raincoats will not help us from not getting wet in the rain. But if we will wear the raincoats made up of rubber, the rubber material do not allow the water to pass through it. So always we should wear raincoats made up of waterproof materials. Waterproof materials means the materials which do not allow water to pass through. So with this we have finished our practice assignment. I hope you all have understood all the questions. Still, if you have any doubt, please ask.